everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are here for a review, and this review is on Oh My God, What a Complete Aisling, the novel, which you know if you've read the title, by Emer McLicey and Sarah Breen. So before we start, I am giving this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I want to give it 5. I really want to give it 5, but I have like one tiny issue with it. I feel like I want to give it 4.75 stars. Is that allowed? I think that's allowed. And then that one tiny issue can take a tiny bit off it. I think I have 2 tiny issues. So 4.75 is like a really good rating for this book, I think. I loved it. I absolutely loved this book. I cannot get that across to you enough. It was amazing. I laughed. I didn't cry, but I laughed a lot while reading this. And to me, that is the sign of a really good book. So if you are not an Irish girl watching this video, Oh My God, What a Complete Aisling comes from a Facebook page that's based in Ireland. The Facebook page has around 35,000 members in it, and the Facebook page comes from every Irish girl being the same as Aisling. Basically, Aisling is a stereotypical Irish girl, and the Facebook page just kind of mocks things that stereotypical Irish girls do, and the book is pretty much the same, but it's put a story to Aisling, which is heartwarming because as an Irish girl, not too far in age from Aisling is in the book, it really does relate to you, which is really nice. So Aisling moves from a really small town in Ireland to Dublin, which in the book is called the Big Smoke, and she moves from a place really called Ballygobackward. So yeah, you can imagine where it goes from there. So she's been with her boyfriend John for the last 7 years, I think, and she wants the ring on her finger, but when that doesn't turn out, they end up splitting up, and then she just goes on a wild one in Dublin, meets new friends, and it's really amazing. So if you are an Irish girl, I would really strongly recommend you to read this book. If you're not, read it as well. It's really funny. So I want to kind of go into a bit of a discussion about the book. So if you haven't read it, you're more than welcome to stay, but there will be a few spoilers. And if you have read it, stay and we'll have a laugh. So I'm going to start off by saying my issues with this book because I want to end on a high note. So my issues were that they use a lot of Irish slang in this book, which I get because it's meant to be really funny, and it is, but I feel like sometimes it slightly overdoes it. I get in a Facebook group, it's totally fine to overdo the Irish slang and it's just hilarious and everyone has a good laugh. But when you are like 200 pages into a book and the slang is almost taking away from the story a small bit, that was my issue. But I loved it. I found it so funny. But it just, in around the middle of the book, I found like, okay, like, can we just get on with the story a small bit? Like, it's not really realistic anymore. Like, all this stuff you're sticking in to be stereotypically Irish and stereotypically an Aisling, it's getting a little much. But once I got past that, I absolutely loved this book. The only other thing that I didn't like was how fast it ended. I found that the book came to a very abrupt end. It ends at a wedding where it basically suggests that John and Aisling have gotten back together, and that is great, but I feel like the ending was just too sharp. It just went from they're not together, she hates him, he didn't come to her dad's funeral, like, oh my god, who is he, like, to being over and they're back together. I wanted a tiny bit more character development in that area. I wanted them to go a tiny bit more into it, and I feel like that would have made the book a little bit better, but I loved it. It's a great book. Things I loved about this book were the contrast between Aisling, who's our main character, and Sive, who is a complete contrast to Aisling. Sive is perfect in every way. She's the perfect body, she has the coolest clothes, she has the perfect job, she's just so, I guess, hipster if you want to call it, but like a really cool, well put together person, which as the book goes on you found out she's not. She's actually having a bit of a trouble with alcohol because she is pregnant and she wasn't expecting to be. So I really, really like that aspect of the book where you have this really polar opposite person to a normal everyday person who seems so perfect in every single way, but then underneath it all is not. So it's a really, really good lesson to take from this book as well, that it's okay to be an Aisling. It's okay to make mistakes in life. It's okay to trip up, to not be perfect all the time, to eat the chocolate, to do all things like that. That is fine. It's fine to not be a vegan, guys. It's fine to do the things that you want to do in life without feeling horribly guilty and without, you know, feeling guilty that you are not a sieve and that you don't shop in costs and that you don't have the coolest clothes. I loved that message from this book. I just thought it was so perfect, and a really, really, really nice addition to the book. Obviously, the book does end in a sad way with Aisling's father dying, but it is, like, it really does show you that, you know, home is where the heart is, and that's what really matters for Aisling in the end. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this book to absolutely everyone in my life. I have recommended it to everyone. No one has taken my recommendation though yet, Mom, if you're watching this. So I would absolutely get everyone to read this. It's just heartwarming and it does teach you a lot of life lessons as well, which is a really, really nice thing for a book to do, I think. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm glad I got to discuss my issues with this book to someone, because I did have those 2 little issues with it. But overall, I would definitely read this. 4.75 stars. Remember that, 4.75. I know, it's a ridiculous amount of stars to give things. Just give it 4.5 or give it 5. No, 4.75. I don't want to take half a star off it because I think it's too much, because it was a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant book, and I really, really, really recommend reading it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please come back for the next one. I'm not sure what my next one is going to be, but I'm in the process of doing like a weekly book vlog, so I'm really excited to get that up. It'll be next week before that's up, obviously, because I want to do a full week of it, unless I just do a few days and then have a lot of footage and then want to stick it up. Then we'll see how it goes, but it'll probably be a full week before I have it up. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any book recommendations for me to read, I would absolutely love that. Just stick them down below, things that you want me to read. I have an absolutely massive TBR, but I'll definitely get to them. But yeah, so please stick around and come back, and I hope you enjoy the videos. So thank you guys. Bye. Mwah!